What's up, guys? Today I sold my last Fcel stocks, and we're going to talk about Fcel today, which is a penny stock. And this is the second hydrogen stocks that I had on my watch list and on my portfolio. So we're going to talk about it today. We're going to do technical analysis. I'm going to walk you through my philosophy of why I traded this stock and how I traded it and why I hold it for so long. But I bought it at 16 cents. And I sold it today. And this is about 1,300% return on your investment. So in a nutshell, this is 13 times the money initially invested. But I actually made a lot more money than this on these stocks. And I'm going to walk you through my philosophy and why I did it that way. It also gives me the idea for today's video, which is how to turn $500 investment into $100,000. So we're going to talk about all that coming up after the intro. What's up, guys? This is JC and welcome to the Wealth Engineering channel. The more you pay attention to, the more aware you become. And in this channel, we pay attention to stocks, crypto, real estate, and business to find the best place to grow your portfolio. If this is something that interests you, make sure you go bullish on the like button, subscribe, and click that bell. I want to thank my new viewers and subscribers. Thank you for your support. I also want to thank everyone who signed up to the Technical Investor course. Welcome to the Wealth Engineering community. It is imperative that we learn how to manage our money, because once we learn how to manage our money, we can take control of our true wealth, which is our time and our freedom. But you have invested so much time in high school, university, and learned absolutely nothing about money. This is exactly why I created the Technical Investor course through my company, Wealth Engineering. It is a complete course that takes the overload of information from YouTube and breaks it down piece by piece to give you clarity, focus, and direction towards building your wealth. You will learn how to make, keep, and multiply money. On top of that, I'll show you the exact same strategy that I've used to turn $1,000 into $19,000 in 9 months. You could also use the same strategy to increase your net worth. The number one feedback that I get from my students is that they wish they knew this information earlier. And the best investment you can make is to invest in your financial education. So don't wait any longer and sign up for the course today. Link in the description below. Or you can sign up for a free course, the 5 secrets you need to know before you make your first investment. You can enter your email right here. It will be sent straight to your inbox. You could also check out some of our free course right here, What is Wealth Engineering? And definitely check out this bonus section right here, the next 10 years in crypto. This is a must see. My content is for educational and entertainment purpose only. With that said, you came here for the truth. Let's just dive deep into it. I want to talk to you about my philosophy at the time when I was trading these stocks, why I got in, why I got out today. And I also want to walk you through the philosophy that a strategy that I created, I call Technical Investor. And this was definitely the first stock that I applied it on. I don't normally trade penny stocks. Fcel is the only penny stock that I've traded. And I also want to say I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm only walking you through my philosophy on why I jumped into these stocks. And also maybe you can get something out of it. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. Last year, I was doing research on the hydrogen sector. And there's not that many stocks in the hydrogen. There is Plug, there's Fcel, and there's one other one that I have on my watch list. I don't really pay attention to it much. It's mostly these two, Fcel and Plug. And yes, I invested in both of them last year. Now, I became aware of it, and I was waiting for an entry point after the split. So after the split, the stock actually was going all the way down. So I only wanted to invest $500 because it was fairly risky. And I put $500. I actually had an order made at $500 at 16 cents per shares. My order was filled, and it was filled right around here. And that was great because it didn't go as low as it only went down to 13 cents before it started going up again. Now, my plan was I'm going to get in at 16 cents. And if it drops all the way to 5 cents, I'm gonna assume that I lost my money and get out of the trade. But it didn't even go lower than 10 cents. So that was great. And one of the reasons why I jumped into this stock is because the technical investor is a strategy where you hold an asset maybe for 6 to 24 months, and in the meantime you use this asset to actually make money from it. So you could actually use the same asset as a dividend paying stocks, and you collecting dividends from that stock. So that's one strategy. Another strategy that I love to do is you do swing trading while you're holding this asset, especially if we're talking about stocks or maybe crypto. You do a swing trading approach, or maybe an investor trading approach in the stocks. And this is exactly what philosophy and strategy that got me to turn $500 into a massive amount of money. And I'm gonna walk you through these results today, and we're gonna see it, and hope that you can get something out of it. So, as I was saying earlier, I got in around 16 cents, and to my surprise, the price started going high, it started going jump right away. And I didn't, based on my technical analysis, there was no reason for me to sell this stock right here at around past $1, but I actually placed an order at 95 cents, and my order was filled. So right then and there, I made a lot of money because here is I put $500 in. I bought about 3,125 shares, and I sold them at 95 cents. So this is the amount of money that I had left. So this trade right here was more than 5x the the initial investment, and that was great. And that goes back to how I started this video. Is it better to hold the stock all the way to where you hope to sell it from, or is it better to do swing trading in the meantime? And me, the technical investor, is all about making profit while you're holding this asset at the same time. And this is one way I do it. So I sold it at 95 cents. The reason why I did that is usually when the price reaching $1, let's say 50 cents or $1 or $2, there is usually these are big threshold, and there is usually a correction that follows after. So my logic was, okay, I'm gonna sell it close to $1, and it's gonna drop lower than that, and any price lower than 95 cents is a good entry price. So that's what I did. But I waited a couple days before getting in, and I noticed that there was like this continuation pattern that was happening, and it was fluctuating around 30 cents to 35 cents. So I put a limit order at 30 cents, and it was filled. So I tried to put as close to the maximum amount that I had on my portfolio at the time to buy as many stocks as possible around this time. And I forgot when it was filled, but it was filled definitely or at 30 cents. And that was great. And to my surprise, it started pumping again. And here's the pump right there. So to my surprise, it started pumping again. And once I saw that, right at 60 cents, I had already 2x my investment. And I was like, okay, it's probably going to go higher because this is a very bullish candle. But what I didn't realize is it was just one person just like me that had a large account that wanted to buy this stock, these shares. Maybe they were hoping that it was going to go way higher as well. It wasn't the entire market making it moving based on a good news or something like that. And the next day the stock started to decline. I noticed I was actually watching it on the opening. It was going low, and I had an order at 60 cents to sell all my stocks, and that order was filled as well. So in one way, I was disappointed because it didn't go higher, but in another way, I was happy because I had doubled my money again. And this is the initial investment I made, $2,961, which got me about 9,870 shares from this company. And in only short amount of time, that money turned almost double. We're talking about like almost $6,000. So that was a great return on investment. And when I was looking at the chart and I noticed the price was settling around 30 cents for a very long time. So I'm like, it's a natural for the price to go drop around the 30-cent level again and see where it goes from there. So what I did is I had my alert that once the price reached 30 cents, that to let me know. But I guess I got greedy. I got greedy and I'm like, what if the price actually go lower than 30 cents? And I what I decided to do was I put all this money that I got and I put an order for 25 cents. I remember my order was filled somewhere in October. But one of these days, it wasn't even this day because this day was 26. But I know I had put 25 cents. And what I remember also is there was a time my order was not filled and the price started to jump, but I forgot to put an alert to realize that my price was going up. So I still had my order for set for and it's one of these type of order that says good till cancelled. So my order was filled for 25 cents. So it started to pump. I didn't even realize that. And then it dropped all the way again to 25 cents. And that was pure luck. No technical analysis, because the technical analysis, there is not much volume on this stock. And unless you're swing trading it or you day trading it, you're not going to see much. You're going to have to go on the hour chart to see the right technical analysis. And at the time, this is not something I was doing. I knew I wanted to get in the stocks and hold it for a long time. And whenever I get occasion like this, when it's pumping, I wanted to pull some of my money out to double my money, wait for an entry lower than the price that I sold it at. And that's how I navigate the uptrend. So I was lucky here. My order was filled at 25 cents. I was very happy. And not long after that, the stock started jumping all over again. Around 60 cents, to be honest, I was very busy around this time. I was working as a sales engineer and I was traveling in California around this time. So I couldn't really pay attention to the stock market every day. So, I would have actually sold this at 60 cents because I'm like, I just double it again and I would probably wait an entry to buy it lower. But because I wasn't really paying attention to the stock market, this trade, I missed it, which is great because the next couple of days and at the time I was back, I saw this candle forming. And this is an important candle for me because this candle right here is a doji gravestone candle. It's where the bulls and the bears are battling and there is an indecision that is making, and the price needs to make a decision whether it's going to jump all the way up and jump all the way down. I actually put it the technicals on the hourly chart around this time, and it was in the overbought area. So, and also remember what we were talking earlier about the $1 threshold. Whenever this price reach a dollar threshold, especially when it was as low as 30 cents, even 25 cents, there's a lot of people that's gonna be taking profit. So I did an order that was 95 cents again, and this was the most money that I've ever made in one single stock at the time. I've made some money in cryptos, but I've never made that much money in one trade. And it's coming from a penny stocks. That was astonishing. And again, it's because I really believe in the hydrogen segment. I think that if back then my research indicated that this segment was booming, and especially stock on the penny stocks that with so much assets backing it up, I'm pretty sure that the stock was going up. And it was over. I remember it was over $20,000 trade. My order was filled. I got back to work and I look at my portfolio and I had 20,000 cash in it, and that was great. So I'm gonna show you how you could have turned this money into $100,000. But I just want to mention that I did not invested all that money back into the same stock after that. I diverted my portfolio. I put some of it in crypto. I even reduced some of my debt at the time. I was very happy to do though. But if you were with the same logic and put that money back into the stock and navigating the wealth cycle, then that's definitely you could have turned that amount of money into $100,000. And I'm gonna show you how you could have done that. So Gravestone Doji happened, sold it. The price started to go down. The price started to go down, but notice how it didn't go down to the 30 cent level again. It started to go here at 50 cents, which 50 cent is a great entry. And I actually bought it at 50 cent. I had a limit order at 50 because at this time I didn't want to be greedy anymore. I was pretty happy with the return I had so far. It's unclear that the price was gonna go at 50 cent or at 30 cent. But what is definitely no is what I know for sure is I want to buy it at a price lower than 95 cents. And if I'm selling it close to $1 and I'm buying it back at 50 cents, so that means I can buy twice the amount of shares that I had at the time. And that was my philosophy at the time. And let me show you how much shares it was. If you had put this amount of money at 50 cents, you would have had close to 45,000 shares into this company. Now, I want to repeat, this trade right here, I made this trade at 50 cent, but I did not put that amount of money into it. I put about 10,000 in it, but I still made a lot of money. And I just wanted to walk you through what it would have been if you had done this trade. So again, the price was at 50 cents. This is the amount of shares you would have had. And it would have been right here. The price started to rise again. And one day there was a candle. It was very bullish candle that passed the $1 mark and it closed above the $1 mark. So this is a different candle than the doji candle. The doji candle is an indecisive candle. This one is a clear bullish sign. So the signs that the price would go higher are very likely. But if you have 10,000 shares or 40,000 shares, you can sell some of the shares at $1 to collect profit, and you can also ride the majority of your share higher should the price want to go higher. And that's exactly what I did with my account. Or if you want to hold everything to the current price, that would have been your choice as well. This is what it looks like when if with this amount of shares for that trade, you had almost $45,000. You would have sold it in today's price, $2.38. It would be over $100,000. So that's crazy. Coming to think that the initial investment was $500, and it only took 5 trades to turn that into $100,000. So that's crazy, and it's a crazy concept to think about. But it's doable. It's possible, and it also. This is one of the reasons why I actually slowed down into day trading and swing trading, like high frequency trading as a whole, because there is a way that you can. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. And when it comes to trading, if you can make one trade that can give you the profit of an entire salary, and that can be very appeasing, because it gives you the time to do plenty of other things, and this is how you can make it happen. But I wanted to go over this because I know this was a very interesting experience for me. So today I sold my price at market value. I didn't even check what price it was filled, but I know it was it was a very good return on my investment. I just wanted to show you that if you didn't pull out the investment at all, what you could have had as a return. And I'm also gonna show you why I decided to sell my stock today. Since that last trade of $20,000, I don't really pay attention to this stock often. I just leave my portfolio in it, and whatever happened, because I got in. Remember, I got in very early on at 50 cents, and then past $1, it's like no matter how much it dips, I'm still making huge profit. So that's why I don't really pay attention to it. But there is something I noticed today, and I decided to pull out, and I'm gonna draw it for you to see what it was. The reason why I showed it to you like this before is because I didn't want you to see everything, because Now it's easy to know what to do when you can see the entire price. But at the time when I saw this pump, I couldn't see what was gonna happen in the future. So I had to make a decision to keep the money or to sell it everything. And I'm happy that it worked out for me. But it's some, but I know that for 18 months, I wanted to hold the stock. But at the moment, I'm out of the stock, and I'm waiting for an entry because I made so much money on this trade. So I want to make more money on it. So I'm waiting for an entry, but I'm gonna show you what I'm waiting for to see when the perfect entry would be. What I'm trying right now, it's called an ascending wedge. It's like the entire price is forming a pattern, and this is pattern that can take a very long amount of time to form. And at some point, it needs to make a decision. Whenever it's a triangle, it needs to make a decision whether it to go up or to go down. So right now, it's forming this wedge. It may hit this line. We don't know, but I saw that, and but within this wedge, there is also another triangle that is forming, and I'm gonna draw it just for you. All right, I just draw it for you, and here's what I see when I see. So you have the big ascending wedge forming, but also I was noticing this. I noticed that all this trade that I made before, they're actually forming a pattern within the pattern. So this line right here can be considered as a support and a resistance. So this was resistance, 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 and then it broke the resistance. And look at that candle. Remember that was the candle that I was saying that was very different from the great doji candle. This is a very strong candle to break the pattern, and ever since it broke that with this candle here, that line that was resistance becomes new support, support, support for a very long time. And recently that line was broken, and look at the candle that broke it. Another very strong candle that broke it, and ever since then this line has become retest of a resistance and then back, and it's forming a downward pattern. So that was the reason why, again, I didn't pay attention in these stocks for a very long time. So I didn't even notice that line that was broken. But today I was paying attention to it, especially we were talking about hydrogen stocks. We talk about plug, and I wanted to talk about this stock as well. And I noticed this, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sell all my stocks. And if I see an entry where the line touch around here, or even slack, even about $1, that would be a perfect that would be a perfect buy. Any price below 238 is a great price for me because I had already made a lot of profit from it from ever since I got it at 16 cents. So, but I'm waiting for an entry around this section right here. And couple things can happen. It could actually go here and then breaks the pattern, and that would be very bad. Or it could do this and it could rebound back up and break this, and that would be very good, because if it breaks this wedge past $4, $5, we're heading towards new height, even $10 for sure. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this stock moves, especially with all the push and all the push and talks about hydrogen as an investment. So we're gonna wait and see. But today I saw this, I got out of it, I collect my profits, and wait, and we'll be waiting for an entry at some lower points. But my focus these days is mostly on cryptos. There is a lot of opportunities just like this in the crypto market, and they happen a lot more frequent. I just wanted to talk to you about my philosophy on trading one stocks that you have done your research on the entire industry, that you know that there is a future for it, you know that it meets the criterias. We discuss about all these criterias in the course, so make sure you check this out. And this is how you could have turned a $500 investment into $100,000 investment in 16 months. So this is a crazy achievement. I've definitely passed the 50 marks from this stock, but eventually I pull up some of my profit. I don't regret doing that because I reduced some of my debt. I reduced, and I even started a different portfolio with this profit. I started a business as well with the profit from this trade. So this trade was definitely the best trade of my life right here. And I wanted to share it with you, and it was with an hydrogen stock and a penny stocks. So I definitely wanted to share you what was possible trading penny stocks as well as hydrogen stocks, and maybe that can inspire you and motivate you to do the same. With that said, this is what I wanted to talk to you about today. So next Sunday we're gonna do the weekly review of the stock and crypto market. Make sure you tune in for that. And with that said, talk to you in the next video.